Let us make assessment of the political temperature or climate in Kenya in this July month. You know, Nairobi in July is Nairobi. Nairobi in Maasai means cold. Enkare Nairobi means cold water. So Nairobi is cold. We know that in a river, the place where the water is most silent is the place when the river is deep. Where it makes a lot of noise, the water is going through the rock. So shallow water make a lot of noise, deep water make no noise. As the current situation is, on face value, it appears that MANDAMANO has been killed. But a lot of things is happening below the surface, chini ya maji, between Azimio and Kenya Kwanza. Do not be shocked that even 1 hour after I have uploaded this step, a lot of things happen. In fact, I remember during the handshake, somebody told me that Uhuru and Raila had made a handshake, and I didn't believe it until I went to the nearest TV screen when I confirmed. Currently, you may have seen that the principles of Azimio participated in the first Mandamano. The second one, they all went underground suddenly. Yes, Raila has, if you listen to the tape when he's talking to NTV, you'll realize that he has a hoarse voice. So it is true he's not feeling well. But generally, all the principals have gone underground. Kalonzo Musyoka has decided to house arrest himself. But you may see that ambassadors are visiting him. Which ambassadors from Western nations? They are visiting him. And when Opiah Wandayi was talking with Jeremiah Kioni, they did not want to comment about what the ambassadors are doing. That is what is happening chini ya maji. For the ambassadors to approach Kalonzo Musyoka and not Raila and not Madam Karua, it shows that one thing, Madam Karua nile kichwa ngumu. She's the type who says, hata afadhali Kenya ichomeke. You know, even when she was in the Kibaki government. As for Raila, maybe his medical condition, and then the ambassadors are also seeing that Kalonzo is the easier person to deal with. So as I'm saying, as we are talking, expect a lot of things are being happening, and a lot of negotiations are happening. You'll just find that we are being called to be told what is there. And you'll find that, to cut a long story short, Kenya Kwanza Alliance have said that they are ready for any agreement so long as it is not a coalition government. That one, you should underline that. It shows that there is some give and take. And because of the handshake, the way things have happened, and because his cover has been blown ahead, you have heard Raila himself saying that he even does not want a handshake. Now there's a lot of things happening. It is even said that the term for the African Union chairman is approaching. You see, when Raila was a minister for African Union, he used to get a salary of 6 million per month before Ruto withdrew the recognition. Now the chairman of the African Union, his term is about to end. So if the minister was getting 6, what about the chairman? And you have to take it into consideration that Raila has to be very careful, because once they enter into an agreement with Kenya Kwanza, between now and the time that the chairman of the African Union's term ends, they say a week in politics is too long. I would not be surprised if in future these principles, Kalonzo's house arrest, self-imposed house arrest, may be his way of keeping away from. You remember the Obasanjo number. The other time, there was a communication between Uhuru and Raila did not inform the NASA principals. So he started using the Nigerian number, and the police officers who were supposed to go and break and intervene in Uhuru Park withdrew. So right now, Kalonzo hiding in a SKM place, and those people visiting him and whatever, there could also be some cracks within Azimio. And Ruto may be reaching out to Raila. Of course, Rigiji is trying to stop it there, because every time Rigiji says, he says, not only Rigiji, even people from Central Province, Ruto should know that him entering into a handshake similar to the one that Raila had with Uhuru, he definitely will lose all the central votes. So what I'm trying to say is that there is a lot of things that is happening left, right, and center, and it will all come to fruition when the whole thing now comes out. I started monitoring tension during the days of Lebanon, Beirut, Lebanon. Right now we have the Sudanese problem, and to a very, very small, very minor case, we have the Kenyan case. Before they enter into agreement, or before they enter into ceasefire, usually each side tries to finish off the other. And my opinion here is that Kenya Kwanza has finished off Azimio. You see, Raila, since time immemorial, has this thing of, he has a constituency that if today he tells them to assemble in the next 5 minutes, they will do. And when they're assembling and he tells them the whole issue is over, just go back and forget everything, they'll do that. So you may have seen that Kenya Kwanza is trying to disable that. Raila, as of the time of recording this, his power to mass movement is reduced drastically. This one is also to enable him to approach the, you see, Kenya Kwanza wants to finish him off, so that when he goes to the table, if he is not on the table already, if he goes to the table, he will have little or no bargaining powers. Raila has always believed, there is even a tape going around where he says, a tweet where he says that those who died or were hurt during the Mandamano are martyrs. Now when you see that, we have people genuinely, like Okanga, he says that if Baba says I die, then I'll feel honored. We even have Kuria Kanyingi who publicly said once that he would, if God would grant him permission, he would want God to reduce a number of years from his life and add it to Moi. So we have such type of people. And what Kenya Kwanza are doing right now is to finish off that influence of Raila. Raila, any peaceful Mandamano where, as we understand them, first of all, Kenya Kwanza would care less. You can have peaceful Mandamanos 365 days a year. It doesn't affect Kenya Kwanza. But again, Raila would also not like a peaceful Mandamano, because he wants a situation where the economy, like It is estimated that 2 to 3 billion is lost every time there is a violent mandamano. Raila would want to do that so that a head of state sees that seeing him aside, whatever that means, is less cost than and I can tell you that a mandamano where people die, Raila, for a lack of a better word, he likes that, because if there is no person injured or anything, then Raila doesn't get what he wants. Forget about mambo ya uganga. But you see, if today, like last week, people died around, is it 10 to 30, somewhere there. Now, a lot of internal and international pressure goes to the president who is on the seat, telling him that people are dying. And then when the president, it will be seen that people died during your time. So that is why he wants people to die, not because uganga or anything, as a political chip. Kalonzo have said his house arrest is not house arrest, is something that he's doing. And I had forgotten about Uhuru. I have already recorded other tapes where I've said why Mama Ngina is being targeted, and so I would request one to see those tapes to understand why Mama Ngina is put into the picture. But you see, Uhuru himself, he has gone unconstitutional. The Constitution says that once, the Constitution is silent, where suppose you are one term and then you are voted out. You see, you are allowed to go for the second election, to go and get a second term, which is not consecutive. Now, the Constitution, when it says that when you have retired, you cease being a political official 6 months. I think they had in mind when somebody has exhausted the 2 terms. It is silent about one who has served one and he would want to go for a second term. But Uhuru already has gone against the Constitution by still being with us, and that is where his weak point is. He's talking of other retired presidents in Kenya, especially Moi. But you see, when Moi retired, even when occasions were seen where he was being harassed, he never answered back. Actually, it was Kibaki who used to enforce, saying that nobody should mention, nobody should touch the former president. So I would advise my age mate Uhuru to do the same. And I also would advise Uhuru to seek James Orengo. So that Uhuru has never been in the cells. So hii kujaribiwa tu kidogo analialia. And you see, one of the, let me tell you, when you are with your enemy, don't show him or her where it hurts you. Hey. Ukitaja mama yangu sasa ndio umenitaja. You are encouraging them now to taja your mom. The best way to treat an enemy is when he or she touches where it hurts most, pretend as if it is nothing happening to you, so that the enemy will be tired and try other places. But if you try to show that ukishika mama yangu, ukishika watoto wangu, that is where. And then Uhuru also made a mistake. You see, when you're in power, try to cushion off things when you leave. Like he should have created, you see, if he would have created an executive order as the president, another president cannot reverse it. So he should have said that anybody enjoying state power, it should not be reduced during his or her term. He didn't use that opportunity. He let it go, and that is why it is affecting him. When Azimio decentralized Mandamano, it gained a lot, but some individuals like Mother Karua lost because everybody had to go. A person like Oparanya had to go to Western Province, and Mother Karua going to Central. It brought a lot of problems, and I'm foreseeing, as I switch off this thing, I'm foreseeing Mother Karua and Mwangi Wairia, either now or in future, they may develop a civil war. Who is going to be the Azimio leader in Central region?